So guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Stratton Top Farm. So there's a lot going on today, so let's get into it. So to start with, we have the Land Rover 3 Series here. She turns out to be a very good piece of kit, and she's been running with the Ifer William trailer. So we're putting 2 cows into one of the stall sheds. They're 2 of our neighbour's cows. He only lives up the road from us. He's going to sort things out when he can bring them in to his own farm, but we told him that because he was only buying 2 of them, and instead of renting out, because he usually rents out a livestock lorry to bring his livestock from the marsh, but because it's only 2 cows, there's no real need for a full lorry. So that's why we're just putting the 2 cows in here. They're only going to stay here for about a day or 2 until he gets some space sorted out. They're only 2 young cows. He's a tillage farmer, so he's just getting some of his shed sorted out, and he'll be able to take care of them. In the shed here, the Dutch barn, we have our County 1474. She's been flat out running with the plough, breaking up the soil. It's doing a really good job, and yeah, but there's a reason why she's parked in the shed. It's not anything wrong with the tractor. It's actually got to do with the plough. So in here in the main workshop, the 3 implements at the back, they are fine. It's just the plough here. It was it was ploughing some really rocky ground. Some of the components on the plough itself got damaged, and so we're just gonna have to replace those parts. And when she's all ready to go again, it'll be reattached to the County, and off she'll go again to a bit more ploughing. The main Dutch barn here, as you can see, it's empty, almost empty anyway. We have just the roller here, and then we have a bale wrapper. If you want to go check out the video on how I made that bale wrapper, I'll leave a link at the end of this video. Click up a link. Further down the yard, you can see that the 4-wheel drive Leyland, she's hooked. Last week she got a puncher, but now she's back up and running again. She just has the spearhead hedge cutter back on the back of it. It's been a really good job doing all the hedge cutting for us, yeah, but she's going good ever since. We're just bringing a bale out to the cows. We were after putting out a ring feeder, and now we're just going to put an old silage bale in it. This silage bale, this is from last year's cut, so it's just using up that last bit of silage we have of the old silage. So the grass is getting a bit thin, so we'll have to start supplementing them, their feed, especially because our dairy herd are closer to the farm. We do have a herd of dry cows that we just fatten up and then sell them on the following year. But they are out in the marshes, they're out further afield. They'll be brought home once we get into real winter. But for the time being, our dairy herd is going to get supplemented by our bale. If they take it, that's great. We'll keep supplying them with grass. We actually have a second ring feeder just there in the old JCB dump trailer. This area here is a field. It's just that over here we just have these 3 implements parked up. They will be moved. They're parked where they are. They're not doing any harm here. Our walls are doing good. The cattle don't mind them either. So yeah, we'll just feed them the bale of silage, and then we'll be heading down later on with the 6616 and the 2100 Leyland, and we'll head down and get a few more silage bales. So yeah, over here at the other farm, we have in the main tractor shed, we have our Marshall 100 tractor. Then we have the Track Marshall. The Track Marshall is here. She'll be usually running the discs, but we usually disc after we plough, just to break up the furrows. But since that the plough is down, we've done all the disking as much as we could. So that when the plough is back up and running, she'll be back out in the fields as well. As you can see here, we have our Joskin trailer on the right here, beside the Unimog. This trailer is going to be picked up by a friend of ours, the tillage farmer, who actually bought the 2 cows from the marsh. He's just going to come down with his JCB fast track, and he's going to pick the trailer up. He's going to bring it off to his farm to use it and to do contracting work with it. Oh, the contract our neighbours here with his JCB 3185. It's a lovely JCB fast track. It's one of the earlier ones. 2009, I think it is. It's a good machine, and yeah, she's going to be pulling the Joskin trailer for a good month or two. So yeah, it's going to be on long-term lease, and yeah, she'll be back when it comes to the end of the harvesting, because there's going to be, as much as wheat has stopped, we're still, and silage, the maize is just about ready for cutting, so we're going to get ready for that, and so that's what this is going to be used as, for our cart and forage. So yeah, we'll see him off, and yeah, we'll get back to the rest of the farm. And so we're just going to go down here, and as you can see, we are collecting bales with the 6616 and the 2100. So yeah, enjoy. So with a full bay trailer of silage, only 6 bales, but it was the last few. So yeah, see you all back at the farm. So guys, we're back here on the farm with the 2100. We're just taking the last bale off the trailer with the 6616 tractor, and we're just going to put the bales in here. It's just a good spot for storing them. So yeah, the 6616 is a great tractor. Fun fact, the 6616 tractor is actually a 4-cylinder engine, but it actually has 185 horsepower. So yeah, it's a lot of horsepower for a 4-cylinder, and yeah, it's a good tractor. So yeah, we're just going to let the 616 put in the last bale. We were going to bring down the JCB load-all, but we actually don't have a bale grab. We have bale pallet forks, and we have the grab for here in the yard, but we don't actually have a bale grab. We might get one at some stage, but for the time being, 616 is on that duty. But when it comes to feeding the cows, you're not necessarily conscious on ripping the wrap, because the silage would have been already fermented. It's only after baling and putting it where it's going to be to ferment is when you need the grab. So yeah, we're going to head over to Tom's farm and see how he's getting on with his sheep. So we're here at Tom's farm. He has his 3050 here. He's just after buying this transfer box, so he'll be able to go down to the farm shop and buy feed for the sheep when he wants to, and it's good for transporting bales and that sort of stuff, and for the odd jobs when he goes down in the winter to cut some trees, he can bring up a few bits of timber in the transfer box. Also, he's been working on making this pen. It's not entirely finished, it's only a temporary fence, and then he's going to put in a gate on the inside, and then he's going to put the sheep in there once it becomes that's too wet for them to play out in the fields. But there's just enough room in there in the tractor to park his John Deere in there. But eventually he will be putting on another shed, a smaller shed for the sheep on this side, on this bay here. So yeah, 750 combine. She's a great addition. She has her own genuine header trailer and header. Never gives an ounce trouble. It's a good classic combine. It was a choice between this and a class Dominator combine we were going to get at some stage. I built this combine. Side note, I built this combine last year. If you want to go check out the video on it, I'll leave a link, a clickable link at the end of this video. Now I think my video skills have definitely improved since then, but the video is all there on how I built it. Also, a fun fact, this is the first implement I ever made for model tractors wise out of metal, which was the transfer box you see here on the back of the 3050. I actually made this for a friend as well. I made one for a friend identical to this one, and he has his own as well. I made a few other implements for different people, and then also you've seen that I made a Zetter for my uncle. There's a few other tractors along the line that I'm going to be making. I'll actually just show you a sneak peek on a project I'm doing right now. So guys, this is the new project I'm doing. As you can see, it's a tractor. This is going to be a Nutfield tractor. Yes, she's going to have a steerable front axle. That's what I've been working on. And then the back end. The wheels needed a lot more work than you first thought. One of the rims was actually damaged. It was this one. It cracked, so that needs to be re-glued. Also, the tyre was facing the wrong way, and I had to cut out one side and then bring it around the other side, if that makes sense. So actually the rubber that runs around the rim is cut from the far side. I don't do such a good job on it that you can't even notice it, that I've glued it in, but yeah, it looks perfect. So then you have your threads going the right way. I'm going to replace the seat. That's all going to be done. It's just the wings. I really like the wings on this. They're mud guards. So I'm going to start working on the engine, and then the front bars, then the grille, and then the bonnet. They'll all be done. But once we get a good running chassis, I'm happy. And yes, it's made of a gutter belt, as you can see. It's very heavily built, so it's going to be no worries on breaking. That's only a spare wheel. This wheel, that's going to come off. I have a better one to replace it, so it's going to look like that. This tractor is going to be orange. The wheels are a bit, yeah, that's what it should be looking like. So yeah guys, that's the nut field. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. So I don't know when the nut field will be finished. It'll just time will tell. With just the different parts to it. And the painting is always the easiest part. It's just getting it there. There's so many individual parts that need to be built, especially when you want to make an accurate model. Yeah, thanks for watching guys, and yeah, I'm sure to see you soon. Bye for now.